Today's Japanese slang term is meじるしチャーム, or a identifier charm. Now, instead of showing you things from the internet, I can just show you one because it turns out I have a bunch on my keys. See right here. Meじるしチャームare these things, and they generally have these little plastic circles that are like stretchy. So like I'm just using them as a keychain, but you can wrap them around things. Like, look, now you know it's my finger because there's a charm on my finger showing that it's my finger. Generally speaking, though, people don't use meじるしチャーム to identify their own fingers, but rather they use them on things like umbrellas, because everyone knows that Japan abhors an unstolen umbrella. But there are even people putting them on makeup, which seems odd to me because I think like the makeup's in your house probably, right? And so you know it's yours. Or even like a water bottle. Just identify it as your water bottle when you're out drinking water. But meじるしチャームare exploding right now as like a popular trendy thing, as you can see on this Google Trends chart, which also shows that yes, you can write meじるしin kanji if you want, but actually the hiragana representation is more popular because it is. So with this boom then, there have unsurprisingly been a boom in these sort of charms. There are official ones with major companies like Pokemon. They're often found in gacha machines, so there's all kinds of designs as you expect with gacha machines, like this one that's weather related and therefore I guess pretty good for an umbrella. And some people have even made custom ones like these that say, don't touch my stuff, which is, I guess, the whole point, just more blunt than you'd normally expect. And you can find lots of them on things like Rakuten, customizing your experience, although this person got 30,000 likes claiming that if you go to Inaka, like countryside, you'll be stuck with the Yoshi one, so I guess they're quite common in the Inaka gacha machines, I'm not sure. So at this point in the video, you're probably thinking, oh, that's that then, but it's not, because if this video inspired you, if you're a creative person and you want to go out and make your own meじるしチャーム, you can't. Because actually this is a copyrighted term. Yes, in May 27th of this year, meじるしチャーム became an official copyrighted thing, as you can see in this document. It is copyrighted by the Japanese company Yellows, which makes gacha machine stuff, which makes sense because that's where a lot of these charms come from. And if you think, well, I'll just sidestep it by calling it like a sign accessory, you know, like a meじるしaccessory or something, because that is a term that is used, well, you're even later to the punch because this was copyrighted in 2025 with the application filed in 2023 by Gachapon Company, which is owned by Bandai, who probably have more expensive lawyers than you do. And so there are people online in Japan warning people about using these words because technically these are both copyrighted terms. But is this a case of company invent word, therefore own word, or is it a case of people invent word, company steal word? Capitalism defend inventor rights, capitalism steal from hardworking proletariat? Well, it's a bit complex, but it kind of seems to be both. So in terms of the idea of like sticking a charm onto something, that's not new at all. When I was in Japan doing jet in like 2010s or so, I remember people doing this, but I don't remember a word for it. I don't remember the, you know, little plastic ring thing, which is of course the recent innovation. But it seems like the specific term meじるしチャーム, although it seems like something that anyone could just come up with, wasn't really in use until about 2021. And at that point, there's no pictures. It takes until 2022 to find images, as you see in the tweet you're looking at now. And if we zoom in on that first video, we see the circle by this date, and we also see on the gachapon a reference to the charm as something you can use as a meじるし. So this doesn't seem like a product name at this time, but minimally the company producing these is telling you to use these charms as a meじるし, which seems like they might have some kind of claim to the phrase itself. With meじるしaccessory though, it's a bit more confusing because I can find clear uses of this phrase by 2020, which is well before the Bandai Gachapon patent application, which indicates to me at least that this term may have been kind of taken from the users, but I'm not going to state that for sure because one, I don't know, and two, I don't have any lawyer, much less a lawyer that can take on Bandai, so there you go. But again, while the idea of taking a cute charm and sticking it onto something to show that you own it is not new in any context, much less the Japanese context. I mean, the cell phone charms, for instance, are a similar idea, and those were invented way before any of the data I've shown. These little meじるしチャームwith the thing, they seem to be new, they're really popular right now, and if you have one, you now know what to call it. Unless, of course, you made it yourself, in which case you'll need to make up your own Japanese slang term for it, in which case I look forward to featuring that in another video.